Well, hey everyone, welcome to a casual garden stroll. I don't think you'll be surprised to learn, given what I look like right now, that this is being filmed on Saturday evening after a full blissfully wonderful day in the garden, getting a lot accomplished. It's been a couple of weeks since we've done a casual garden stroll because I was out of town for a week in there, and holy smokes, are there things to show you here. We are having a hydrangea moment, we're having a sweet pea moment. There is just some really good stuff happening in the garden. Despite the fact that I'm just today, kind of feel like I'm getting to the part where I get to do a little bit of the editing and the tweaking and the fine tuning bits that are the parts of gardening that I actually really enjoy. It's just, it's amazing. So without any further ado, let me start you on the stroll here. And we're going to start with hydrangeas. I'm hoping this will turn into a sip and stroll, and my personal bartender will show up and deliver a cocktail at some point during this tour, but let's get on with it. So we're going to start talking about hydrangeas, like I said, and there's actually a trio of hydrangeas here, all of which are just like the flowers are not fully developed yet, but they sure are beautiful. So this is Incrediball over here, one of the few Incrediballs, this is the original one, that survived the wrath when I got mad at them and ripped them out. Next to that is Haas Halo. I guess it's Haas's Halo. There's supposed to be an apostrophe S there, but that's a lot of S's. Anyway, so beautiful. The bees are all over them. Obviously, this is a pollinator favorite because these are all the fertile bits in the inside and the infertile bits are on the outside. So very easy for them to get to those. And then I think this is Invincible Spirit 2, maybe? Really pretty pink on this one. It's gorgeous, and I kind of love these three. They're all just jammed in here, but I kind of love these three all together in here. So that's sort of our first trio of hydrangeas that are looking really good. Let's turn around and take a peek at Flowerful, which is just kind of now starting to get into hitting its stride. There's lots of obviously greener buds on top. And I think all of these flowers have a little bit of growing yet, although I do kind of love, if they stopped growing at this size and this was the size they stayed at, I'd be totally fine with this. So I've been actually using the sprinkler on these. Now, who in their right mind would use sprinklers on a hydrangea arborescens and not worry about it flopping? But so far, so good on that. Just really, really pretty. I'm going to say they're sort of like maybe 40 inches tall or so at the tallest bit, planted in September of 2024. So, and there's 4 of them here. So that gives you an idea, because I know a lot of people are thinking about swapping out their Annabelles for either Incrediball Storm or Flowerful. I don't have Incrediball Storm, so I have no experience with it. But so far I'm really happy with these Incrediballs. Then, you might have seen the video on this. These are the Let's Dance Sky Views. Look pretty much like they did when I stuck them in the ground, but they're awfully pretty. Big, beautiful flowers on there. But when we want to talk about hydrangeas, we got to go over here because this is where it's so pretty. And you guys are going to have to like pick your favorites here, because over here, this is Tiny Tough Stuff hydrangea, which is slightly double compared to Tough Stuff. These are mostly veering pink. I didn't treat these at all, but here's like a little tinge of blue down there and even like into a little bit of lavender. But this whole cluster here is just in full, amazing, beautiful bloom. But next to it is Eclipse hydrangea. Now these were so mad. You can see this one is still didn't perk up in a couple of places, but oh my gosh, they were so mad at me for not having enough water while I was going. I came home and they were just a droopy mess. But look at them now. Beautiful, beautiful. And some of them will probably lose those flowers. That one at the front is just angry at the world. But I mean, really, I grow this for the foliage, but the flowers are beautiful. And then we've got a new one in here, along with a few weeds. This is new next year, and I want to make sure I get it right. This is Dreamscape. And so this is, I think there's another one called Dream Cloud, which is white. Dreamscape is another Annabelle type. No, is it? Yeah, it is. Sorry, I had to check. This is a hydrangea arborescens, so, you know, same as Annabelle and Flowerful and all those. But this one has beautiful kind of ruby pink flowers on it. And let's just, everyone pull a weed. Look at the creeping Charlie. Jeez Louise. Anyway, so I only had one of those and it came as a small one. So I'm like, I'm just going to stick it in this kind of bare hole between the other ones. So I don't know, you guys, weigh in. Are you team Eclipse or team Tough Stuff, at least as far as it goes for this planting right here? So pretty. I think we're gonna, I don't know which way to go because there's so much to show you. Let's just go this way because we're standing right here. So this is so pretty to me. That is Arabella clematis, just kind of scrambling around with moonstone. Isn't it just, it's really happy here. It's very beautiful, and I love it with the Hackmacloa macra all gold. This is Lady's Mantle that I have not cut back, and I'm going to show you ones that I have cut back soon. And then back here, these are more of the Haas's Halo hydrangeas. I mean, the flowers on these. Oh, we've got some foxglove kind of flopping over here. I mean, let me just see if I can get you zoomed in so you can see how, oh no, come back. All right, I don't know if you can see my hand in there, but that, I mean, that whole disc is probably 8 inches across. Just stunningly beautiful. Love it. And actually the one that got pretty damaged by the whole electrical debacle is actually coming back pretty well too. I've got more of those over here across the way. These are in more shade than those other ones are, but still look really good. More of these beautiful, oh, this is kind of a good, so as those fertile flowers open, they just get kind of fuzzier. These are sort of fertile flower buds when they're this sort of greenish color. Behind that, bottle brush buckeye is starting to put up flowers, these kind of weird things that stick up. Those are going to be the flowers. Very cool. So happy that is starting to do something. Starting to get, again, another one over here, starting to get bigger, which is good because they just poked around for a long time. This is Pinky Pollen Ring. I had several of these and I was kind of talked into buying them. I don't really love it, to be honest. And I don't think it really loves it either. I did, by now, hopefully you guys saw the video that went up today while I'm filming this, but tomorrow when you're watching this, about the new edition of our fence. I have been having to avoid showing you a lot of things until I got that video up. So one of the things I was able to plant was some yews. This is Stonehenge Druid, I think, yews. I mean, most people don't get excited about yews, but when you have deer and you can't grow yews, even though they're poisonous, deer will still eat them. I'm pretty excited to have that trio there. And that actually works out good because I had to I pulled out 3 boxwoods that were here. In fact, I'll just show you down here. Since now we can talk about, you know, fence related items. I did on the outside of the gate here transplant some of these skylight boxwoods. I was hoping to get some new ones and they didn't have any big ones. So I'm like, you know what, I'm just going to steal them and I'll replace them in other places because I wanted bigger ones. Now, there's only 2 per side right now, which doesn't feel good to me. I'll probably add a third and then kind of prune them to sort of graduate down. But I'm still sort of sorting out how things are arranged here. And we've got this really ugly deliveries box, although it's working like a charm, which is fabulous. So I don't know, we'll see how things go. This garden area, because of the fence situation, is in a bit of a state of flux. It'll probably change, not this year but next year, just in terms of how that's planted and access to it, and I don't know. And whether there's any point in having grass here other than for piling snow. I'm not sure that there is. And then there is like a little bit of grass you can see underneath this gate, which is held open right now. This is all manual right now. This is our clever system for holding the gate open, which is we have a clip. But there's no point in having this little strip of grass that goes back to the end of this bed. So that'll all get pulled out. And same thing on this side. It's just unnecessary mowing. So that's for another time. This is, I think, Ellen Thalictrum. I have another one, but it flopped. But this one's standing up nice and tall, which is great. Silver lining Artemisia. The only Artemisia that I think I like. Oh, here I planted some new echinacea, new to me, echinacea. This is something just jumped. I think it was a rabbit. We have a lot of rabbits. I think it's new. It's new to me. It's called Virgin. It's really pretty. I love the kind of skinny petals on it. I hope it does well here. And then this is a new Monarda, which has obviously flowered, but it gets these really kind of cool seed heads on it. Bumblebee King, I think it's called. A lot of this bed had to get reworked when we had this whole electrical issue through here where they tore up the whole garden. But then some things kind of emerged, so it's been kind of interesting to see what came back and what didn't. And the astilbes are still blooming. They're a little crispy in some spots because it has been dry and it got hot kind of out of the blue. But they sure are pretty when they bloom. And I think I show you guys this all the time, but I still really love this little corner of the garden with just the astilbes in there and the Diane Claire pulmonaria, a little bit of Hackmacloa allgold, and a lot of Carex flocka blue zinger in there, and a few other things kind of mixed in. Okay, let's stroll this way. This is a little weedy over here, but not, I mean, honestly, not terrible. This is, I think it's wee white. I think it's wee white. But I'm just looking at those flowers, and there's almost like a little bit of, I don't know if you can see that, there's almost like a little bit of pink in the buds. It's really kind of pretty. I planted, some of you wanted to know at some point what I did with the Scarlet Fire pink dogwood. It went over here, but I couldn't show you that because the fence, and I wanted to get that video out before I showed you. So it's over here, and I think it's going to be beautiful here. I've been just, you know, I'm partial to this Swiss stone pine here, Twister, but I love these cones on it. I think they're just the coolest cones. This is a clematis here that is going to be a ground cover. Heraclephoria Mrs. Robert Bryden. And it's looking kind of tallish now, but I think it just lays down and becomes some of you grow this and have reported back to me, you know, a very sort of vigorous ground cover, which is great because we need vigorous ground covers here. Here on the back side of the patio bed garden, this is such a good Veronica. This whole series is so good. This is Skyward Blue, and it is just outstanding. I have the pink too, but I really love this series. So pretty. Those are all self-sown Nicotiana from last year. It's interesting, there's a few, I think this would be like Bronze Queen in here, and then the rest of these are Alata, and then there's, like, I see there's a Totally Tangerine Dahlia, like, being usurped by these guys in there. Not too many dahlias blooming yet, but they're starting. Now, in order to show you this next thing I want to show you, I need to grab a poppy seed head. And we're gonna grab this one. Hold on, break that off. Okay, here's Exhibit A, just a regular old poppy seed head, right? Come over here and look at this one. Pretty sure this is bowling ball. Look at the difference in size between those two. I mean, in my hand, I don't know if it makes more sense in my hand. It's the biggest damn seed head ever, and I hope it lasts. Last year I had one, and the stupid chipmunk nipped it off. But I hope it lasts. This little area right here is, I mean, to be frank, it's a little bit of a mishmash, I know, but there's some really good stuff in here. For instance, I can't tell you what it is. Planted it a couple of years ago. This is a very pretty short, I think they call these patio lilies. That's as tall as they get, like 16 inches. And this is Crocosmia peach melba, my favorite plant that I saw at the Walters Gardens display gardens last year. And I have 3 of them in here, and they're just, I don't really see anything peach about it, to be honest, but it's fabulous. And then there's dahlias mixed in here, and I put some of that super lophus in here. Was that Texas primrose or something? And some black mondo grass. Let's just go with it, by the way. I think, I don't know if this, I shouldn't say, because I'm not sure which Veronica that one is. And lots more. This is Nicotiana Langsdorffii with the little sort of trumpet-shaped flowers. More self-seeders. Here's another little bronze queen or chocolate chip, one of those. I think these might actually be growing in the gravel. I'm not even sure. I did move Tiny Quickfire from, it had been over there, and I moved it over here, and they're flowering. So here they are doing their tiny little Quickfire thing. Now this is Skyward Pink over here. And this was white wands, but I've already started cutting it back. You know, it bloomed and then it got super hot. So the flowers did not last long. But I can usually get a second round of flowers out of them, which is good. There's not much happening here except that a constant note to mulch it because the soil is so dry. I will say the Rosa glauca is looking really healthy this year. I think because I cleaned some stuff out here, it's got a little bit more sun on it. I really love it for the foliage. It does flower, although this one doesn't flower a ton because it's not in that much sun, but just kind of tiny little pink pretty flowers on it. I see a container that looks like it's dead over there because it hasn't been watered. Okay, this over here is Lady's Mantle. These were cut back, I would say 10 to 12 days ago. So cut back, I threw some fertilizer down, tried to water well, and that's what it looks, they were fully cut back. So they're reflushing, but you do have to kind of plan it because there is a period of, you know, not a lot happening there. I don't remember the name of this lily. It's this weird, this is all it does. It gets this like twisty petal thing. I can't decide if I like it or not. And here's the ever red bananas. They're starting to put some growth on. I've got a trio of them here. Some of you, sorry, I was just itching my hand because I think I just got bit by the first mosquito here. Some of you have reported to me that it does not hold its red color well. I hope they live long enough for me to find out for myself. More Haas Halo hydrangea there and there. And this is the new garden, or the redone bed that's up here. And the main thing you see in here probably is that purple flame phlox, which actually is flowering for an incredibly long period of time. And those things have been flowering for at least a month now. In the back, I've got some of the blue flame. What is this purple? I can't remember. One's purple something, one's blue flame, I think. Or maybe this is purple flame. Anyway, the other ones are starting to bloom too. Here we've got a little bit of sapphire indigo clematis kind of coming down the rock wall there. The alliums are just starting to flower, except for lavender bubbles, which flowered already. But maybe that's because they were new this year. Here, this is lavender bubbles here. And there's a lot of this. I don't know what that is. I mean, it's a weed, obviously, but it's quite prevalent in this garden. Pretty much, I've just been trying to like water all the new stuff. I just don't want stuff getting super stressed because it has been dry here. Let's roll this way. Oh, Etoile Violet clematis is blooming over here. She didn't get a very good staking up the wall here, so she's sort of falling a little bit, but she's so pretty. And actually, she's kind of intermingling here with the hydrangea. That's this is one of my top ones on my top 5 list. I would say in terms of an easy care, great performing clematis, Etoile Violet, at least in cooler areas, Etoile Violet is fabulous. This is, you know, a little mishmashy, but I don't know, might develop into something. We'll see. I've been just moving sprinklers around, and this area is due for a little sprinkler treatment here. Unfortunately, this is Stacky's Summer Crush, and it tipped over. But they're so pretty. They're flowering here on the ground, so I've just left them laying on the grass like that. And it actually looks, these are the flowers from Pulmonaria, lungwort. I don't even know where the plant is. That will flush back nicely with a good cutback, and that will give me it won't flower again, but nice foliage. And this is String Theory, Amsonia. Boy, this is 3rd year for these. Boy, have they really taken off. So far, only one little lilac squirrel, Sanguisorba flower here, but so cute. Okay, where are we going next? Where are we going next? There was a snake in there last week, so, or 2 weeks ago. By the way, thank you several of you gave me a great tip about gardening with snakes, which is to carry a leaf blower. I've been doing it. I don't know if it's working, but it makes me feel better. So this is what we call Roy's garden. This is the garden that Roy Divlik designed, and the Coreopsis that's in there, which I think is Golden Showers. Boy, you know, who would have known that I would have ever liked a yellow color like that? But it really helps draw you over here. And then we got Stacky's Humolo doing its Stacky's. I mean, in a fair amount of shade over here, you guys. That is a very versatile plant. And then over here, see, this is the part where I want to like get in and do some fine tuning. But this is most of the salvias that are in here. Well, a lot of them are crystal blue, and they all have obviously bloomed out and need a cutback. Although I don't mind the way they look bloomed out. I actually think this kind of sinewy seed heads are kind of pretty in there. Bunch of alliums mixed in here that are all going to think about blooming soon. Sorry, I'm just like looking around to see what we want to show you, because there are some things that are coming. There are some things that are coming in videos, and you know how this goes. I wait for that video. I'm just going to show you one hanging basket. This is coming up in a video, but look at this guy. I kind of am really digging this one. Well, this guy's got a little bit of a hole on this side, but I don't know. I love this little moment right here with this really pretty, that space black hole Rex begonia there. Okay, let's keep her moving. I got to spend some time in the vegetable garden today, which was phenomenal because I haven't been able to do that yet. And I finally, like today I staked tomatoes. Here's the new clematis that I planted in here. This is Poldus. It's flowering nicely for first year clematis. Looking pretty good actually. Other things are not looking good. I really think I got a drip irrigation situation happening here, because like the basil should be grown more than that by now. You know, everything, there's a lot of things that are quite small. This is the squash bed. These are, I think these are mostly, there might be one zucchini in here, but I think for the most part these are winter squashes. So far they look beautiful. They'll go to heck in a handbasket at some point, but and I do kind of train them up this trellis a little bit where I can. We are having a lot of currants. I finally let these currants sort of grow on their own because I was trying for years to do them as a espalier and they did not like it. But I have a ton of currants, and I think I might have to like see if I can't talk my mom into doing currant jam. Okay, so it has been such a good sweet pea year. I cut every single sweet pea flower in this garden a week ago yesterday, and when I got home I cut probably a week later. I cut 100 stems and they're still flowering. I mean, look at all of these. Pretty, really, maybe my best sweet pea year ever so far anyway. Those are kind of hotter colors. Over here we've got a lot of pastels. I've got some by the back door too, which are just like perfuming everything. Here's sort of your blues and your purples. I mean, they're really, I love them. This is Daucus, which I'm growing for the first time, and I have it all over the garden. Unfortunately, the rabbits eat it like crazy, so the only ones that are really doing anything are these in here. I'm sort of growing that for cut flowers, but they just look, they're in the carrot family and they look like it. Oh, I finally did the, today, I did the stock tank pond. I don't have a lotus for it or water lily, and maybe if I have some time I'll try to get something, see maybe I can find something a little on sale perhaps. But I did have some Prince Tut papyrus, so I stuck those in there, and you know, it's better than nothing, and I missed having it full. I really like the stock tank pond. I think it's fun, and I am going to get some fish for it again. Here's a gladiolus that is, I should look up which one this is, because I mean, it's like the neon orange crayon in the crayon box. Fair amount of raspberries this year too. The bush doesn't look great, but the raspberries are delicious. I'm gonna eat that. I mean, they can be a little bit buggy, but raspberry is the finest of all berries. My lettuce is starting to bolt, but you know what is okay about it? It doesn't give you diarrhea. So we're still eating it. It doesn't taste too bad. We're still eating it, but you can see it's all starting to bolt. So I should plant some more of that. Swiss chard, cucumbers. Oh, the poor kale is just looking like HELL, and I haven't seen any. Well, here's a little guy on there. I don't know, maybe I should cut it back a bunch and try to get it to sort of reflush a little bit. I just staked the tomatoes, literally right before I got on the camera. I just staked the tomatoes. So that was hard too, because you can imagine what a mess they were. But actually, they don't look too bad considering they've been just flopping around this whole time. And I have been gradually chipping away at pruning the espalier crab apples. You can see I haven't gotten to the top, so they sort of look like they have like, I don't know, like a mullet, because they've been sort of pruned up at the bottom, but not the top. There's a lot of growth on those guys. Look at all these currants. If there's something else to do with currants other than make jam, let me know. But, I mean, they're awfully pretty. And same thing with this apple. I've got that pretty much pruned, except I got to get the ladder to get the top bit there. The garlic is a real disappointment this year. A bunch of it didn't come up. I pulled a test bulb last night because we needed some garlic, and it was so small. I don't know what happened, but I'm really disappointed. I really rely on the garlic we grow to like feed us for most of the winter. And then I don't know what's going on with the onions. I don't know. I suspect there's just a watering situation going wrong here, but I don't know. Anyway, that's the vegetable garden for you. And then the sprinkler just turned off, which is great, so I can actually walk you through this part. I just moved sprinklers around all day. I did put I had one more of those ever red bananas, so I put one over here. It would be great if it grew over here. I would love it here. See, this is the kind of thing, people see that from the road and going to be like, what is happening in that garden? This is one of the new ajugas in that Feathered Friends series, and I planted it last year, and I'm pretty happy with how it's spreading, and I think I like it. It's next to Boom Chocolata, which I think is a good, you get that dark light pairing. Also, really happy I planted some more of the hardy plumbago. What is that, Seriostigma something? But this is last year, so it came back for me, and I just love it as a little edging kind of ground cover. Over here we did a little bit of Iris cristata. A little bit goes a long way. That might be too much in that area, but I'll move it around because it can get really rooty, kind of. But what I'll say about it is that it's a great ground cover because it really does eliminate weeds. We talk about it every week, Nepenthes obsessilis, blue prelude, still flowering its head off over here, just doing its thing. Can't ask for more than that, really. And here we are, back here. Oh, this is going across the path here. This is the other Ellen Thalictrum that fell over. But you can see get a close up on the flowers at least, which are awfully pretty. And then got the feverfew, which I think is adorable. Reseeds everywhere, but that's fine. And my little black lace elderberry that I put over here is starting to do some growing, so that's great. Oh, which reminds me, I gotta show you something at the front of the house. So let's rotate back around this way. We've already done this stretch. Wanted to show you the castor bean at the front of the house, which I swear it's growing 18 inches a day. It was doing nothing, and then we finally got some hot weather, and now it's just going nuts. By the way, the seeds for these came from a viewer whose name I cannot remember right now. I'm very sorry, but she sent me a ton of seeds, and she says she passes them around to everyone, and they're wonderful, and I kind of am loving this look here. Didn't do is only one dahlia in this whole, one variety of dahlia, buttercup, in this whole front here, which it looks like we are going to get a flower from soon. So that's exciting. I did not show you. Oh, hello, there's more hydrangeas. This is Tiny Tough Stuff as well here. So these over the years have been treated with aluminum sulfate. So there's various shades of blue and pink. And I just like this one is like, look at how that is a really beautiful blue, but then right next to it you get a little bit of pink. I love how this is just kind of this sort of undulating wave of them here. And we have a few good old Crichton honey starting to bloom for me. So kind of the first dahlias out of the box here are my Crichton honeys, which I pretty much always plant in this spot. They're the favorite children here. And we've got this is Hudson Bay clematis here. That was a new one this year, but they're all planted along here. I'm going to say, well, this is starting to come into its own. Let's not make any judgments yet about what's happening in the front here. We do have too many poppies, so I'm not going to leave all those. I will pull some of those, but there might be a few gaps. Although given how crowded this is, a few gaps wouldn't be the worst. Royal Sunset Lily is where this is the end of the flowering here for that. That's looking great. And over here, the Shirley poppies have just been absolutely outstanding. But already, I keep telling you, this bed's going to look like garbage when they're done, and it's starting to. But they're really beautiful. Little beautiful, oh, it fell apart on me. Well, that was a pretty clematis that was done blooming. And I think oh gosh, they just all, I'm going to stop touching them because they just all fall apart. Faye, maybe? There's another one I want to show you. Well, hi, Darwin. Hi, were you looking for me? Hi. Hi, Bubs. Here, there's, oh, he stood on my foot. Let me show you one more clematis on this side, which I think is Caillou. And I love it because I don't exactly know where it started, but it grows up through this viburnum. And so I get these beautiful, cute, adorable little white bells hanging from this, growing up through this viburnum. And it's all over it. And you can see there's like a big branch here. I love that sort of double duty thing that you get when you put a clematis through a shrub. Here's, speaking of clematis through shrubs, here's Princess Diana, beautiful clematis, growing up through purple smokebush. Oh, another hydrangea, gosh. This is a new one, and it's super cool. It's Starburst, Haze Starburst. I got this from Broken Arrow this year, and it's new to me. I'd never heard of it. Look at the flowers. So this is all fertile flowers here, but the infertile flowers are like these double little, like, pointy clusters. Really cool. So we'll see how it keeps growing. Apparently it's kind of known for being a little floppy, which is kind of why I stuck it where I did. So we'll see how it grows on, but I think the flowers are super cool on it. The Japanese beetles have arrived, not terrible yet, but they do love the leaves of the Persicaria. That's kind of where I see them first, is that they tend to do this to the leaves of the Persicaria. But it's fine. You can pick them off and they'll be okay. In fact, oh, here we go. Here's some Japanese beetle sex happening right now. Sorry for the Japanese beetle pornography. I put some purple alternanthera down here, and I kind of just was trying to fill that edge a little bit, but I actually think it's really pretty with this nepeta growing here, and then we've got some alliums that are going to come up through that. I'm liking that. Oh, and we do have a container video coming. Oh, hang on. Speaking of self-sown flowers, this tiny little Nicotiana is like 4 inches tall, and it sowed itself in the crack here, and I'm not pulling that out. I don't have the heart to pull that out, but I think it's quite cute there. The one container I thought we'd just check in on, because I do have a video coming with more containers in it, but this is the one that that I replanted because I didn't like the colors, and maybe you can see the vision a little bit more here now. Although, make sure you be a responsible sweet potato vine grower and keep it in check, you guys. I just pick away at them and keep them nice and mounded. Anyway, I think it's looking pretty good, actually. I'm pretty happy with the change now that things are starting to fill out a little bit. And I do love this little Amethyst Falls ornamental oregano. So cute. Okay. Oh, there's some sweet peas by the back door for you. More Royal Sunset Lilies. I'm extraordinarily disappointed that this didn't end up as a sip and stroll because no one brought me a cocktail. So, oh well. Anyway, have a great Sunday, you guys. Thanks for watching. If you didn't catch yesterday's fence video, yeah, there's a fence. You should check it out. There's actually every kind of fence, basically. I didn't, as I say in that video, I didn't set out to become a testing ground for different methods of excluding deer, but it appears that that's what I did. So Let me know what you think about that, and we'll see you soon. Have a great day, you guys.